Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BoomerAngst, a program that covers issues affecting this country and the world for that matter, seen through the eyes of the fastest growing population of this country, the baby boomer. Today's topic, reality shows. The state of television as entertainment these days is very interesting. TV is very powerful. It always has been, and the problem is lately the power is being misused big time. Look at the role of TV in news and politics. Every night, remember the war in Vietnam, and actually now even with the Iraq and Afghanistan conflicts and the things that are on TV related to the news. Every night, this comes to our living rooms every night, every day, every morning, several times a day. We see the war, the devastation, the death, all of it. And then locally, with all of the gang issues and problems and children being killed and all of the things, everything that affects us is in our faces immediately when we wake up, while we're asleep, when we get up, throughout the day. It's right there in front of us. That changes the way things happen. And politics, not only do we know exactly what's happening in every political arena, in every party, every minute of the day, but comedians such as Tina Fey, David Fry, remember him when he did the impressions of Nixon for so many years, all of the ones that are doing all of the presidents, Dana Carvey, who did, Mr. Bush, all of that. They're being made folk heroes. So even if we can't stand them as politicians, we remember them because of the comedians. So TV is very powerful. Right now, we still have, big surprise, cop shows, lawyer shows, doctor shows, and every military initial. This is kind of a new group of shows over the last few years. Every military initial there possibly could be to add to a cop military drama murder mystery type show. NCIS, all of them, SVU, Special Victims, everything. Every military initial you could possibly think of is now a TV show. Related to sports for a second, because that's the next biggest thing that seems to be viewed with ESPN and all of its offshoots of network. It's nice to be able to watch hours and hours of table tennis, darts, billiards, tiddlywink tournaments. How many times a year can we see the Little League World Series? I didn't know it was on more than once, but apparently it is. One thing that I'm going to say about billiards and the pool tournaments that are on TV, particularly with the women. Now, women love to have their place in society and politics and the workplace, and for years they've strived to have equal pay for equal work and all of that goes with it. Well, ever see a woman's billiard tournament? They're dressed in evening gowns that are slit way up to their navel or slit down to their navel from their neck, and they bend over the pool table to make shots. Tell me that's not orchestrated. Anybody that ever's gone into a pool room in a neighborhood tavern, do the women dress like that to play pool? No, they don't. However, one segment of the population in sports, and specifically women, has maintained the truth of the way they're supposed to dress when they do their sport. I refer, of course, to women's bowling. Has anyone ever seen women's bowling tournaments? The skirts could not get any tighter or shorter, and unfortunately the women could not get any larger. Bowling. There are very few svelte, thin, good-looking, gorgeous women bowlers. And they dress as if they are sausages stuffed too tight into their casing. It's kind of embarrassing, but they're true to what we see when we go to our neighborhood bowling alley, so enough said. I would like to know where reality started in terms of these programs, rather than pre-scripted dramas and comedies and so forth? Where did the concept of reality television really start? Was it Cops? Was it the Survivor shows where they start on a desert island or a deserted island or some sort of a desolate place and dump 5, 6, 8, 20 people and say, all right, you've got a week to survive, and then there you go. I'm not sure if that's what started it, but I'd love to know and go back and do the research and shake hands with the brainchild that started reality TV right before I smack him right in the mouth. Judge shows is where we're going next, because those are one of the most prevalent of these reality-based, where the judge, who is now retired, presumably was a real judge at one point, now tries cases on television. Oh boy. I don't know what to say about them. I really don't. Because the personalities of the judges, here we go. The personalities of the judges overshadow the reason the people came in the court in the first place. And don't tell me that they weren't picked and or coached as far as the people trying these cases that want to come in and have a case against someone else. My boyfriend this, my landlord this, my ex-wife this, that. Yeah, it's all about domestic arguments as opposed to real legal cases. And it's for fun. Honest to goodness, it's for fun. Whether these people, Judge Judy, Judge Fred, Judge Mathis, Judge Reinhold, I don't care. It's all for fun. It has to be. I can't take any of them seriously while watching it. And speaking of taking them seriously, the shows that pretend to help people. Oh, they have first names, and the big one obviously is off the air now from her regular show and owns her own network. But some of the guys that are in this group, Maury, Jerry, Steve, a lot of these people, and I won't even go with Dr. Phil, because actually, even as smarmy as he is, I think he actually, truly, honestly tries to help people. That's the one show I see that seems genuine with the help that he tries to provide. The others, who pretend to try to help people through all these issues, it's a crock. It's an excuse for uneducated people to make money, and less educated people than that to watch it. Would any of you put yourselves on TV in the way that some of these people do, with their issues about their love lives or their families or their addictions or their this or their that? There are also addiction programs on health channels and Discovery and etc. That's a different ball game, but it's also under reality. These are pseudo-reality because they pretend to help people. Once again, on a show that you're having to help people through crisis, you don't need a parade of big, strong police, ex-police or police bouncers in black T-shirts that look like a lineup of the old Batman series bad guys that are getting ready to beat up Batman and Robin. You don't need a bunch of them on stage waiting to restore order because the 400-pound woman gets up and yells at the 200-pound new girlfriend and all the rest of it. When you have somebody sitting there and they open an envelope and it says, in the matter of the Green Bay Packers and the Boston Symphony related to little Frederick over here, you guys are not the father. And then the guy who's sitting in the chair jumps up, the entire team jumps up, whatever, and yells and screams at the woman who made the accusation. If that person turns out to be the father, then the woman is the one that jumps up, yells and screams, and is in his face, and that's where the bouncers come in. Either way, everybody runs off stage and plays out their little crying scene backstage. Those aren't helping anyone. Those are made to help you laugh and shake your head and go, why did these people come on TV? Well, guess why? They were paid. They were paid and coached and produced and pushed into fighting on TV for ratings. And do you think the audience that's there sits on their hands and goes, ooh, ah, no, I'm sorry? They have been coached and produced and told to whoop it up, yell, scream, and do everything else. So, as a reality show type, this is also a large crock and a waste of TV space. I'm sorry, it is. It's a waste of space. The home improvement shows, they're okay from the old one, which was This Old House, one of the very first ones, which made sense. They actually did renovations, showed you how to fix and finish and undestroy a house that was in bad shape and fix it and put it back together. Now there's at least 10 shows all about how to paint a wall a different color and move a couch to one wall versus another. Making celebrities out of these people with no redeeming social value. Okay? Cake shows. Cooking shows. Cake Boss will no doubt be making a Twin Towers cake for a September anniversary some years soon. That's how stupid this is getting. I now know where to find barbecue, fondue, burger, steaks, cakes, fish, and every other exotic dish that I will never cook. Never. From anyone who has ever gone near a stove or a grill. They're all famous. Why? There's an overweight woman from the South that uses a lot of butter. She's famous. Okay. There's a guy with really, really cool hair and a nice car that goes all around the country eating burgers. Why is he famous? Maybe I'm jealous. I don't know. It just seems like anyone with an idea that anyone will buy into ends up with a show. That's not reality. That's manufacturing something to make money. Call it what it is. Real estate shows. How to buy, how to sell, how to fix it up, how to tear it down. How about how to afford the damn thing? See my show on the economy related to that. Shows with young people in a house all together. None of this is reality. They run ads, audition some 20-somethings, tell them to fight each other, and they put them in a house and they provide the booze. How is this entertaining? You're making celebrities out of no ones, and no ones with no talent. And the bride shows related to picking a dress, or the way the wedding's going to go, or how bad the mother-in-law is. Again, confrontation is coached and encouraged in these shows. None of it is actually real. Now we get to the really stupid stuff. Following storage salvage people. Loggers, deep sea fishermen, truckers, but not only truckers, the ones that drive on ice. Kind of like a Disney thing. Cops. Cops has been around for a while. That's closer to reality, but even so, wow, I tell you what. Let's go to every rural place we can find and watch them fight at midnight with a drunken hillbilly. And that's pretty much it. And speaking of hillbillies, here's the latest one. I can't even tell you. Hillbilly hand fishing. Are you kidding me? Jackass. We all have heard of Jackass, and actually something happened not that long ago with someone with Jackass. That show probably paved the way for that thing that's on that says 1,000 Ways to Die. And it ended up starring in its own. If you want reality, follow around those people that are on all those hookup sites. I would call them dating sites, but that's not the ones I'm talking about. The ones where you hook up to be with somebody for a night or for a weekend or temporarily. See some of the winners they all end up with and some of the winners that they are. Please send suggestions for any reality shows you think might really take off or make somebody some money to the email address now on your screen. femurload@comcast.net. I'm your host, Ray Moore. Thank you for listening to BoomerAngst. Watch for my next show coming soon.